Alright, so a week or two ago I showed you a team that can beat SKOLL Hati in under 9 minutes using LR Meliodas. And boy, was that a mistake, because just a couple of days later, tier released, and with the new tier team against the dogs, you can actually beat it in 8 minutes or less. So you're basically shaving off 1 entire minute of each run, and if you're sort of farming out the relics or whatever, it is gonna be a little bit faster. Though I do have to say I am using one of the Nidhogger relics on my Freyja. I'm honestly not sure if it makes that much of a difference, but I just feel like I have to say that anyway. Alright, so right here in front of me I do have the run of the sub 8 minute run. It was actually 7 minutes 43 seconds, and the timer actually starts just like it has with all my videos where I'm actually doing a sort of speed run or whatever of the demonic beasts. It starts when I actually use the first card on the very first floor. So as you can see here on the exact frame that I'm actually using the card, that is when it's starting. Each one of these skips is going to be 5 seconds, so as you can see the timer just goes up by 5, just so that you can see that this video that we will be talking about, that I will show you, is actually 7 minutes 43 seconds. Like, I'm not sure exactly why I'm showing you this, like of course you're gonna take my word for it anyway, but as you can see, there we go. Like, it just ended on, well actually I sort of ended it on 2/60th of a second too early, because it actually goes to, if you just do a frame by frame, 43 and 11/60ths of a second. So if I just have to back off a little bit more, there we go, come on. I actually stop it as soon as the blue thing of the finish stops. So there we go, that's the one frame, and then the next frame is when it actually stops. So that's when you can start to see the blue thing right above here. Now the team itself that we are gonna talk about, I'm just gonna go back into the game so we can talk about it. So the team is basically this team. So it is going to utilize Tyr, Freyja with the Holy Relic. I'm not sure, again, if you do need his Holy Relic. He's gonna utilize Freyja as well as Thonar with her Holy Relic. So Thonar, you do need to have her Holy Relic for this to work, because all it really does is, of course, increase your HP-related stats and increase your All Cage Orb. I probably wouldn't go without it, because like all crushing is a very, very important part for this team, and you will see exactly why shortly. Now Freyja's Holy Relic, let's just have a look at what it does. So it is going to increase your applicable allies, which are Ragnarok or unknown race allies, and all of these allies are Ragnarok units. It's going to increase their basic stats by 5% for every unit, so up to 20%, and increase the single target damage dealt by 20% as well. So I'm not sure exactly if this is needed or if you can like reach damage cap with all your single target attacks irregardless, but it is there. I do have it. If you can somehow farm it out, it is one of the best Holy Relics in the game anyway, so it is not a bad idea to actually craft it. Tyr, on the other hand, his passive is just amazing. So he is going to increase your allies' damage dealt by 5% for each ally of the, well, Ragnarok and unknown race characteristics, or races, I guess, which all of the units are of the Ragnarok characteristic anyway. So you will have your damage dealt increased by an additional 20%. It's also going to increase his crit damage dealt by 45% for each of those units, which is just 180%. Crazy stuff. And this one doesn't really work here anyway, so it's not going to reduce the enemy's crit resistance, but anytime you do have less than 66.7%, you will get up to 50% attack related stats. So for every 1% diminished HP, you will get 1.5% additional attack, and this sort of works for all your units, which is like really nice as well. And of course we're gonna use Freyja here, so she's basically gonna get a bunch of basic stats for herself and increase our pierce rate by a little bit for all the other units on the team. And of course Thonar gonna increase our attack related stats by 40%, which is just amazing. So basically we're gonna utilize Freyja and Freyja for their ultimates to be able to speedrun this. Now my Freyja is 2/6. If you have her higher dupes, you're gonna be able to do this a lot faster, because you're gonna be able to, instead of like attacking 3 or 4 times, you're gonna be able to attack once with her ultimate, maybe once with another attack, and then just have the Abyss type damage from the ultimate just clear the enemies. Additionally, like the damage it's going to be able to deal on the final phase, because it does last for 2 turns, is potentially gonna be greater than the damage cap of the enemy. So you're basically gonna mitigate at least 1 or 2 additional attacks that you will have to otherwise use. Though again, I only have a 2/6 Freyja, but it still works, and I do believe a 1/6 also works. I also have to say that my Tyr is 3/6, which is just in the middle of sort of where you can expect to have your Tyr. If your Tyr is only 1/6, it might still work. But if you sort of got lucky, or if you are a pay to win, you might have a 4-6, 5-6 or 6-6 tier, and you would of course then again also have an easier time. Again, Freyja, I do have him at 6-6. I've had him at 6-6 for a while, unfortunately, so I cannot compare how he would sort of perform at a lower dupe. But of course, instead of just using one attack with Freyja, then an additional other attack on the second phase, and yeah, I will show this to you in just a moment, you might have to use one additional attack to actually clear it, so it might be just a little bit slower by a factor of just a couple of seconds every run, but it should still be one of the fastest teams out there. So I don't want to claim this team to be the fastest team, but most definitely one of the fastest teams. So we're just gonna go back into the recording of the footage here, and I'm just gonna show you phase by phase and why I'm doing it this way rather than just showing you, the recording in the background while I'm talking, is because I kind of wanna, sort of pause it sometimes, maybe sometimes, skip around in the recording itself just to show you a couple of things. But for turn 1, for each of the phases, this is sort of the attack pattern that you want to go for. Like, this is the one I kind of like to do, but at least use 2 Thonar attacks. And now I am targeting the White Wolf on the first phase here, or the first floor, sorry. I am targeting the White Wolf here with Thonar, because on the second floor or the third floor, at least one of the attacks, and potentially even both of the attacks, will hit, or will get patience. And so in those floors, you kind of do need to attack the left-hand side wolf with Thonar. Freyja, of course, will always hit like damage cap and stuff like that if she crits, so you don't have to worry about anything there. But for like the first or the second turn here, what you're gonna want to do is, at least on the first floor, and this is going to differ from floor to floor, but on the first floor you want to get Freyja her ult and you want to get Freyja his ult, so that you can use both of those attacks on the second phase. So that is what I'm doing here. I'm getting both of their ults like this, so I'm getting Freyja her ult by just using 1 card, because we've already used 2 of her cards, and I'm using like 3 cards with Freyja. Now only 2 of these attacks actually were enough to kill it, so we do save a couple of seconds of like looking at attack animations, stuff like that. That is sort of what you want to keep in mind if you want to like speed run this particular demonic beast battle. So here all I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna use 2 attacks like that, and then I'm just using the Freyja cards just so I can get his ult. Now instead of just using those cards, I could potentially have just moved those cards, because of course I do have a 6-6 Freyja, so I hit damage cap twice, and I hit damage cap with this attack as well, which of course hits the right hand side wolf for more than damage cap, because the right hand side wolf doesn't have a sort of damage cap. That is why Freyja's Abyss ultimate is so nice in this. Now another unit with a really nice Abyss ultimate is of course Rimuru. You could potentially have ran Rimuru here instead, because he would also benefit from Freyja and Freyja, as well as Thonar's passive, so that could have potentially been something I could have done. I didn't think about that, because I do have a 6-6 Rimuru. Maybe that's something I should have done. It doesn't matter. So that is an option if you don't have a Freyja, but at least that's quite a lot of damage there. Oops. And then if you would have just moved the tier cards, you wouldn't have had to sit through this attack animation like I did, and they would have just died from the Abyss effect. You will see that in the later floors in this recording specifically. So now we're on the third phase, and all we really do here is we just use a Freyja ultimate, and then we just skip. My Freyja ultimate is of course 3-6, so he does deal quite a lot of damage, and even if he doesn't kill, even if he is attack lowered, the Abyss type ultimate should finish them off. So there is that. Now we move on to the second floor here. What you kind of want to do on this floor specifically is like you kind of want to attack, well, in the same order, but of course you want to attack the left hand side wolf with your Thonar first, and again you want to finish it off with like Freyja attacking the white wolf. Now instead of focusing on getting Freyja and Freyja their ultimates, you kind of want to focus to get Freyja and Tyr their ultimates, because you want to use Freyja's ultimate on the third phase. You don't want to use it on the second phase. Instead, what you want to do is you want to use Tyr's ultimate on the second phase first to get like his attack boost, and then you want to use Freyja's ultimate just to have that deal a little bit more damage, and then also kind of get Freyja his ultimate. So we're just gonna skip to that point here. As you can see, I'm getting Freyja her ultimate, and I'm also moving a card to get Tyr his ultimate, and you know, this is easily gonna kill. It's gonna just take all the 3 attacks, and there's that. So as we get into the second phase, you want to make sure that you target the left hand side wolf, otherwise like some of the single target attacks might end up going on the little wolf, and you don't want that. You also want to make sure that you target the wolf you want to attack. So here we go, we're just ulting, then we're attacking with Freyja. As you can see, the little wolf there takes a lot more damage. She did deal quite a lot less damage because she is attack lowered, as you can see, so it should still be fine. I'm also attacking with her, and then you know, him. So that should kill and take us into the final phase here. Only 3 minutes have passed, and this includes like loading times between the runs or between the floors. And what you want to do here is you just want to focus down the left hand side wolf. I could have potentially saved a couple of seconds by killing the right hand side wolf first. Also, if your Freyja happens to get frozen, she will have the Abyss effect be removed, and that is of course gonna make it so that you cannot deal too much damage there anyway. But yeah, so what you want to do here is potentially just attack that one at least twice. If you still have the Freyja Abyss type ultimate effect up, don't do what I'm doing here. Like, of course, I'm just AoEing here. Then I thought the AoE would actually kill the left-hand side wolf, but unfortunately it didn't. Just make sure that you target the right-hand side wolf as well, so you do save a little bit of extra time there by damaging the right-hand side wolf a little bit more. Now, my Thonar is taking a little bit more damage here, so what you want to do is you actually want to attack with Thonar so that she does lifesteal back as much as possible, because at the start of the third floor, like, you want her to have more health than Tyr, so that Tyr is the one who is targeted. But here, as you can see, it's gonna take like 3 or so attacks, and that's gonna be that for this floor. Again, we're just under 5 minutes here, total runtime, and we're just gonna move on to the next floor. As you can see, we're just past 5 minutes. And again, you want to do the exact same attack pattern as you did on the second floor. Like, you want to attack into the left-hand side wolf with Thonar. I believe this attack will always patience. This attack might not patience, but you know, just in case it does patience, I kind of like to attack the left-hand side wolf. Otherwise, we're not gonna get the attack-related stats boost until after Freyja's attack. So that just helps us out there anyway. And you just have to wait out the attacks of the enemy. And the same thing applies here. You want to get Freyja and Tyr their ultimates, and then get Freyja his ultimate the following turn. So that is what we're gonna do here. I'm just attacking like that. That's gonna give me Tyr's ultimate anyway. Might even, I'm pretty sure I actually kill it within, yeah, it's gonna take all the attacks, isn't it? No, it's actually not. So, oh yeah, it actually is. Never mind. Alright, so we just kill it there, and then, as you can see, the same exact attack pattern. We're just attacking like this, and then we're getting Freyja his ult. Again, I could have just moved to merge Freyja cards and then attacked with the Freyja card once. That would have been better. Of course, it would have saved me a couple of seconds, but still, the run is sub 8 minutes. Like, it's under 8 minutes, so it is a very, very fast team. It is like one of the fastest teams that I at least know about. If you know of any other teams that are faster than this team, do let me know down in the comments below. But yeah, as you can see here, we're just doing this. Unfortunately, Tyr got frozen again. If Freyja gets frozen, her Abyss type ultimate effect will be removed because all the buffs on the unit get removed. Here we go, we actually killed the left-hand side wolf this time by attacking in about the same exact attack pattern as last time, and it does take a little bit more damage, so now you just need to use 2 more attacks and he will be dead. So yeah, and we're just at 7 minutes 30 seconds, and we are just gonna finish it off here, and yeah, that is gonna be that. So yeah, that is the run. Let me know what you guys think about this team. Do you know of any other teams that are faster than this team? Do let me know down in the comments below. But yeah, with that, I think that's gonna be it for me. Thanks for watching. Hope you have a most wonderful rest of your day, and yeah, I guess I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.